Welcome Tuesday, everyone. 9 o'clock in the morning. Been kind of interesting day regarding about some of the mining stocks. We're gonna check them out in a little bit, even though that Bitcoin's been down. But a couple of earnings did come out. JetBlue obviously not doing too well. GM did okay. So it's been a pretty decent earnings week. Hopefully, everybody is subscribed to our social media account where we do post the links of all the new, all the list of all the stocks that are coming out with earnings, and quite a few of them. They've been pretty interesting, so we'll check them out. Market overall, listen, we had a nice little comeback in the market. I mean, we had a nice little rally there. You could see it here around 11 o'clock. We went from like 3,800, went all the way to almost about 500 points right there. So we made a little bit of a comeback. A couple of stocks were pretty interesting. The video that I did on NVIDIA actually did really, really well. Big iceberg order was hovering right around that 800. We'll talk a little bit about that. But before we go through the watch list, let's talk about some of the stocks that we did trade yesterday. I wasn't very impressed with the morning as much, and then things started picking up in the middle of the day. So we had a kind of little bit of a decent morning yesterday. It was Monday. Remember, it is Passover here. Kids are off from school here in New York. I don't know where your neck of the woods, but they're off going all the way up until Tuesday. Oh, no sound. Sorry about that. There we go. Hold on one second. There we go. All right, so sorry about that, guys. So anyway, getting back to where we're at with the market and certain stocks that are moving. Listen, big earnings announcements. A couple of stocks that did come out today. We'll check them out, and just make sure you subscribe to that channel on our social media where we do post all those things up there. But let's go over the watch list and talk about some of the things that did move this morning and yesterday also. So Riot did really, really well going into the afternoon. I did a little small swing trade on that. I think I told you guys in the trading room there was that big meeting over the weekend. They do it every 4 years regarding about a lot of these mining stocks and stuff like that. They, they had a little bit of a slow start going into the weekend, Friday, but then it really kind of picked up yesterday. You could see the stock, a lot of support levels right around here, around that $8 price range. And it's getting closer. Listen, it looks like it's got this big resistance right around that 12. So it was a nice little move yesterday from $10 all the way to 11.50. Nice little mover right there. Not bad. Nice little pop. Hopefully everybody got a piece of that. A couple other ones worked side by side with that. CLSK was one of them. You can see that one from 17 to 19. Mara was another one. Oops. M-A-R-A. Mara was also a nice little pop. I think first of all, I think Riot's been doing a little better than Mara though, because Riot was on a down, had a little bit of a better move than the Mara, and we were always a fan of Mara. Mara was always a better one. A couple other ones. Irene is another one that moved up pretty nicely. That one did pretty well. Hunt. All of them you can see them pushed really inexpensive, nice little inexpensive stocks. PDD was also pretty on the expensive side. That one moved up really nice too. A couple of the cheap ones that we had yesterday. GLBA, that one, nice, very inexpensive stock. I was getting a little nervous of the stock. Listen, I'm still a little nervous about it. The stock was at 50 cents, ran to $2. It had a great move, not only in the morning, but it just continued to go higher all day, all the way into the close. So that was, I know they came out with a really, was it a merger, but a big contract that they did sign with a company. And obviously it's great news. I mean, but when you deal with something that expensive, I always get a little nervous. We see things like this that always end up, I mean, you're talking about a stock up over, I don't know, about 600% in less than 3 days. I always find I'm worried about a little bit of a short squeeze on that one. So be a little careful on that one there. So I'll put it on the B list. Okay, how about that? I'll put it on the B list. AGBA. You know what? Listen, sometimes they do continue to go higher, but we'll keep a close eye on that one. A couple of stocks that came out with earnings. General Motors obviously came out earnings. Obviously, things look pretty good for them. Shockingly, with all this money they put in the EV stocks, it's one of the only companies that are doing pretty decent, And so you had GM that's on that list. You had Ford yesterday also that did really well too. Forgot to mention that one. Ford did really well in the morning. It was kind of on the slow side. It's kind of hard to day trade Ford. Okay. We tried to trade it before. Big support levels long term over here at $12. These are things that you like kind of keep on your watch list that if you were a fan of something, I mean, going back in August, everything, if it hit that price at 12, it went up to 13. You saw what it did in February, went back to 13, came back to March, hit 13, came back, and here in April, looks like it broke a little bit of 13. But Ford also, I'll put that back on the watch list too. That one's not that bad. Now, as in some of the stocks that are obviously been making some really big news, what we always like to trade, SMFL, this is the one that we found early this morning. And let me just bring up over here and change this up in here. And let me bring up the book viewer so you guys can watch it side by side. Who do we got? SMFL. Let me bring that up over here. There you go. SMFL. So SMFL, you could see it. Not a lot of big iceberg orders on the NASDAQ book viewer, but there is, I mean, you got to be a little careful of this one because even though it's trading about 3 million shares, the tier sizes are really, really small. Okay. Very, very small. Even looking at it here on level 4, I'm not seeing that much. I mean, you got a 4,000 share seller at $7. It's probably going to be in the category, it could be a 4. I mean, but it's definitely going to be on the 3 side. But SMFL, depending on what trade you are here at Cyber Trade University, if you are a little bit more of the advanced traders, it's probably right up your alley. So we got going on over here. So we had that one right there. This was another one that's made it on the big percentage gainers. This one's up about 42%. This one, okay, so this one is starting to stack down. All right. Now, HWH. So you could see right here, right around the $2.28. You got a 46,000 share seller, and at 244, 240, you got another 40,000. So a lot of kryptonite, a lot of the iceberg. You can see it right there. Look at that big, look at the resistance levels there. So, but on the support levels, I'm not seeing any big buyers out there. So that a little cautious me. You might look at it on the chart side, but remember what we teach you here at Cyber Trade University. It's not what you saw in the before, it's what you see now. What have you done for me lately, right? Lately, right now, there's no one out there. He was there before, but he's not there now. But I am going to put this on the watch list. She's got great volume, great movement, great tier sizes, great everything that we're looking for. Just we need, the trend is not our friend right now, but things will change sometimes when the market opens up. PLI, we trade this stock before. A lot of you remember the stock back here in September and February. That one was been a fun stock to trade. A little bit, not a level 1. I'd probably give it at least on the 2 side. I'm not really seeing the iceberg orders out there, so maybe I'll probably pass on that one now. I won't even put it on the 3. IBRX, 5 million shares, decent iceberg orders. Did I put that one over there? No, I didn't put that one there. IBRX. Oops. Hold up. So IBRX got a couple iceberg orders at 670 for 10,000. No, 10,000 shares seller at 608, 605. Pretty decent. IBRX, good volume. Remember, volume is a lot to do with it. A lot to do with it. SILO, that had a big pop early this morning, just came crashing down. Don't know what that's all about. Billy, we traded this stock before in the past. Not really doing too much. That one we already know about. This one we already know about. The rest of them look like old garbage. All right. Any good losers? This one is getting destroyed, but it's a pharmaceutical stock. We scratched that. SPWR. Wow, this thing is getting crushed. Was it earnings announcement probably came out 9 o'clock? That stock has absolutely no support level there at the bottom. I'm gonna put it on a watch list though. Unfortunately, I don't think we could short it, but sometimes you might get a little average people buying it back. JetBlue is on the big losers list. We already know about that. New York Stock Exchange got a $300 stock out here that's moving up pretty decent. Not interested in that though. GM we already have on our watch list. GE, man, GE's been making a hell of man. GE did great lately. Wow, unbelievable, huh? $100 stock. If they, you know what, after I guess they did that big reverse stock split and got at a $6 price range, did pretty well. It's not when they do a reverse stock split, obviously it's less shares outstanding, makes it a lot more difficult to trade that stock too. It's not, tier size can get really, really small on that one. All right, so I think we're pretty much done there. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got about 7 stocks. Pretty decent, not bad for a good start for this morning on a Tuesday. Now, before we get a firm, Michael says a firm is on a downtrend. Let's check out that one, Mike. ARFM. Oops, spelled it wrong. AFRM. There we go. Why am I top at AFRM? I had too many dots there. Yeah, I don't know why I'm not getting any data on that. There we go. All right. On the downtrend, I would stay away from that stock. I mean, we trade that stock before. It gets pretty volatile, Michael. I'd be scared about that one. SPWR is available on your short list on TradeStation, Mark. Interesting. Well, it's kind of weird to short a stock at $1, right? So we'll go from there. All right. So listen, let's get ready for the market opened up. We got about, like I said, we got about 15 minutes now. If you're watching on social media, you'll see on the top left hand corner you got a QR code. Take your phone, scan it. We're going to be doing a live event again today at 11 o'clock. You're more than welcome to join us. If you want to join our trading room, you're more than welcome to. Just like I said, you got that QR code up there. What else we got going on this week? I would just be very careful this week. Don't get too cocky. Don't get too crazy. Work on the nickels and dimes. All right. Work on nickels and dimes because it's a big holiday week. You got Traders Talk at 11, so don't forget about that. Anything else I missed? I think that pretty much does it. All right, so let's get ready. Listen, new traders that are here. Hopefully, you guys are having a good time. I know we have a bunch of new students that join us, new gold students. We got class that starts this week. The new phase of all the classes. Remember, 80% of your time it should be spent in classroom, not in the cyber group room. Remember, you're only supposed to make your day's pay here. There's a Jimmy Buffett. Just enjoy what you can make for the day and walk away. But remember, you got to learn before you can earn. So, and you got to learn how to lose first before you can make. So make sure you follow the traders and learn from the mistakes because that's what help you be succeeding. Everybody else, I'll see you in the trading room. Thanks for watching. And we'll be back here in 15 minutes when the market opens up. For everyone on social media, we'll see you back here at 11, or you can always join us by clicking on that QR code. All right, guys. Good luck, everyone. Happy trading. Trade safe.